Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of the OCast with me, your boy O. In this episode right here, we're going to recap this Thursday night football game we all just watched. That's right, week 6 with the Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs, a divisional rivalry game. Now, of course, a lot of you may feel like this was a stinker. This isn't a game that I want to watch, but it's okay. That's why all you got to do is tune into the OCast. We're just going to dive right into it, of course. Now, the Broncos came into the game not any good momentum. They don't look very good. Doesn't look like, to me, Russell Wilson and Sean Payton, that connection is going to work out. And Sean Payton just got there. So, yeah, Russell definitely is going to be out the door eventually, whether it be by the end of the trade deadline or the offseason. Sean Payton, in my opinion, he's not getting enough of what's going on too. I mean, this is not New Orleans. You have a whole new different situation, and I understand it's your first season, but a lot of the things that's been being done is a lack of discipline, a lack of camaraderie, bad culture shift, and that falls on the coach. That's his job to come in there and to put in his culture, to put in his mindset to the team, and to create the new standard that this team is going to have, instead of carrying over what they did the year before and criticizing the last coach. Like, that's not going to prove anything. That's not going to solve anything. I mean, your team is the one that's given up 70 points, and karma actually struck because you gave up them 70 points to the team where the former coach works on now, that you said did the worst coaching job in NFL history. That's right. The Denver Broncos ex-coach is now on the coaching staff of the Dolphins. So, hey, that's karma for you. But, I'm not going to spend too much time on the Broncos because everybody knows that they're not doing too good. They're not looking great. Russell is like the prime example of the grass is not greener on the other side. It's not. He should have stayed his behind in Seattle. That situation was best for him. Sometimes players get above themselves and think that they are better than the system, that they can go anywhere and duplicate the same type of success. And unfortunately, Russell has found out the hard way that it's not that easy. It's not that easy. It's not that simple. And it's unfortunate because I was a fan of him. I was a fan of Russell, last name Wilson. But questions now about his skills, his gameplay, but also about his character. He's coming across as real fake, man. I mean, I always knew that he was button tie, answer questions like he's been practicing these answers his whole entire life in front of a mirror, similar to Tim Tebow. But the difference is Tim Tebow really is about that life, and we know that. We know that he is really about that nice guy, all about the Bible, all about the church, all about helping people and all that. We know that he really about that. But Russell, we really don't feel like he being real. It's really come across as fake, and almost to the point where he can't even break it. He does not know how to not answer any of those questions like he's been practicing. He can't be truthful with what he feels, and we all know this. But so I'm not gonna stick on that. The Broncos are not that good. They're not at all. I mean, Russell was 13 for 22, 95 yards in a whole game. You threw the ball 20 times and you only had 95 yards. You were only able to connect 13 times, and those 2 interceptions. The second one was a tip, so it's not. I mean, he should have been able to see it, but I mean, it was an athletic play by that defensive lineman. But the first one was definitely a bad decision. And it was also a good play by Bolton. It was also a good play because he had to turn around and catch that pick. But Russell is just not that good. He's not making sound decisions. Their running game is the only thing that Denver has to hang their hat on. And honestly, they should lean into that more. They should really lean into that more. They have 3 good running backs, Jay Williams and Samaje Perine, and those are 2 good vets. Well, Williams isn't necessarily a vet, Perine is, but Williams runs the ball extremely hard, and I like it. And they got a new young rookie, McCaughlin, who, is a good change of pace back. So, in my opinion, they should just switch to running and running and running and running, and then throwing it deep to Cortland Sutton whenever they get the chance off play action. I know that's something that they should be able to do. That's how they're going to get the best results out of this team. Trying to play through Russell Wilson like he's Drew Brees, Sean Payton, that's just a recipe for failure. But, switch it to the Chiefs, the real topic that I want to hit on this episode. Patrick Mahomes was 30 for 40, 306 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That interception was, I believe that was tipped as well. Or, no, it wasn't tipped. He just made a bad decision. And Justin Simmons always comes away with picks against Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes, not Pat, but Justin Simmons has picked off Pat more than any other player in the league since he's been in the league. I know he plays him twice a year, but he's not the only defender that plays him twice a year. So that's impressive. He obviously has Pat's number. But, he also, Pat Mahomes also ran 6 times for 31 yards. But my thing is, they have Travis Kelce. He did his thing, 9 catches for 124. But they were 1 for 5 in the red zone. Their first couple of possessions, I believe their first possession, they got a field goal. And the second possession, they threw the pick. Then I think the next possession, they tried to go for it on 4th down with a fake punt. Well, it wasn't necessarily a fake punt. They switched the formation at the last second, tried to quarterback sneak. Didn't get it. The game, a 19-8 ending score for the Chiefs against a struggling Broncos team. That's not good at all. The Chiefs defensive line, they played okay. 4 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss, 7 quarterback hits, but that's to be expected against the Broncos. So the defense did what they were supposed to do, but the offense barely did their job. They barely did their job. 22 first downs, 4 for 13 on 3rd down. I mean, it's not very good. For them to have 389 total yards, and for Pat to have 300 yards passing, but them to only have 19 points, that is a lack of execution when you get inside the red zone, and that is because your wide receivers aren't talented enough to really get open, that you got to really be creative with your schemes, with your routes in order to get them open, because when you get down to the middle of the field, they know you want to give it to Travis, so it's easy for them to, key in on him. Now, of course, Travis is still savvy enough. He's such a great tight end. Some feel like he's the greatest tight end of all time. He gets open, but, they got to get some more talent on the wide receiver position. And I was one of the people that was thinking the media is making too big of a deal of this, but I got to agree with him by now, because for the next amount of catches for the receiver position to be 4, which was the Rice kid, number 4, he had 4 catches for 72 yards. I mean, he looks pretty decent, but they still need some more help. Now, they have good running game. They ran for 96 yards, but that 1 for 5 in the red zone, and also 7 flags for 84 yards. I mean, just a really sloppy performance by the Chiefs, and honestly, they haven't been looking that great all season. They haven't. They kind of have benefited from a weak schedule at the beginning. The division isn't that good. The only team that really is a problem is the Chargers, but we know the Chargers are fickle. I call them the Dallas Cowboys of the West. In Vegas, they iffy. Not really. They'll play hard, but I don't see them making enough plays to really beat the Chiefs. And unfortunately, that right there, the Chiefs not having real good matchups, real teams to play against, as far as because they're definitely going to make the playoffs, and they may end up having a number 1 seed because of their weak schedule. So when they get to the playoffs, I don't see this being a year for for the Chiefs to make a run. I don't. And the reason I said Patriots is because my next topic is they're kind of copying off of the Patriots and Bill Belichick model when it comes to paying paying players around their star quarterback low contracts and not really putting a lot of great players around him because they feel like their quarterback is so great. And they think that their defense is going to be able to keep them together and keep them in the game, and that the quarterback and that one receiver, in this case is a tight end, is going to make it happen. But as we saw, eventually Tom couldn't get that stuff done, and Tom is considered the GOAT. And Gronk, the tight end, is considered the GOAT. They couldn't just do it with just them two. They eventually had to both move to Tampa when they got some more pieces. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette, etc., and they got a ring. It seems like this is where the Chiefs are right now. You know, Patrick Mahomes does have that super duper long contract, which I thought was supposed to help keep them having some free cap space so they can give him some more pieces. But for whatever the reason may be, they have not. They have not. Eventually, this is going to hurt them. It's going to bite them. And I think it's going to be this year. It's going to be this year that they think Pat is going to be able to pull the magic out of his hat again. And Travis is going to be enough. But I'm telling you right now, here and now, that it's not. The Chiefs need to make some type of trade by the deadline, which I believe is 2-3 weeks away. They need to make some type of trade for some type of young receiver who needs a change of scenery. A good example would be Jerry Jeudy, a receiver that just played tonight. He is a super talented player. He just hasn't been in the best situation. Or somebody, Justin Jefferson is definitely probably not up for trade, and neither is Devontae Adams. But hey, if I'm the Chiefs, I'll give up them first round picks for that. I will, because you're looking to be a Super Bowl contender every year anyway. So that pick is looking to be 30 to 32 every single year, right? Get off of those. Trade 2-3 of them in a row. I don't care. Give it away. You need a receiver to go along with Travis Kelce because he's getting older. He's starting to get hurt off these little dinks and these little scares. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to make it the whole season. If not, get hurt in the playoffs. So the Chiefs really need to make something happen. They don't have enough pieces around Pat. And Pat is being asked to do too much. Now, I do feel like Patrick Mahomes is Michael Jordan / Kobe Light when it comes to work ethic and his drive to be the best and to be the to be the absolute GOAT and to dominate. He does have that. But even when Michael and Kobe didn't have any help, they couldn't get it done. And that's what I'm saying is going on right now. So, hey, I stand on that. I do not see the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl this year. You know, if they do, then Pat Mahomes, he a bad motherfucker. Straight up. He a bad boy. But I don't see that happening. Not this year. He doesn't have the pieces. The champion is definitely going to come out of the NFC this year. It's going to be either, I ain't going to say that yet. I'm going to hold that until we get to the halfway through the season. But yeah, like I say, it wasn't a stinker of a game, but it wasn't the most exciting. The Chiefs took it away with 19-8. Took them to 5-1, top of that division. Of course, Russell and the Broncos, another L. It's going to be a long season for them. The Broncos, they really just need to trade Russ. I don't think they need to clean house. They don't need to clean house. Just trade him, and Sean needs to pick his quarterback that he wants so he can start over. Then the clock will start ticking on Sean Payton, because then, all right, now you got your guy. You know, what's up now? You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see how the Broncos storyline plays out for the rest of the season. I don't think it's going to be the last time that we ever see a rift between Wilson and Sean Payton. Sean Payton is very outspoken, and Wilson is it seems like he's very annoying. It seems like his personality is very like, bruh, come on, man, like, gross, huh? It just seems like his personality is just really annoying, really annoying. Drive the most calm teammate crazy. However, with the Chiefs, they're going to have a great regular season record, but don't let that fool you. They're not finna make no run in the playoffs. They don't have it. They don't have it. I mean, if they do, then the AFC isn't kind of that strong. I mean, the Dolphins, the Bills, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns. I think that's about, 8 teams I just named. I believe 2 out of those 3 teams in the AFC North. The AFC North between the Browns, the Ravens, and the Bengals. I think 2 of those teams out of that division is going to go. And one of those 3 teams I just named is going to be all ball out. All ball out. Right. Unless the Chargers don't make it, and then all 3 of them will get in. Those are my wild card picks. However, 2 of them are more wild card picks, of course. Right. But ain't nonetheless, this was another episode of the OCast, recapping Thursday night, week 6 with those Chiefs, 19-8 victory. Hey, hold on. Man, NFL is really getting on my nerves. Stop showing Taylor Swift, man. Like, bruh, I probably speak on behalf of all the men watching the games, bruh. We don't give a fuck about no Taylor Swift. NFL is tripping. You mean y'all trying to gain a new audience? What? Teenage girls? Bruh, if they don't want to watch football because they don't want to watch football, bruh, it is what it is. And stop showing that girl going crazy every time this man get a catch. She act like they just won a Super Bowl. Like, come on, man. I don't want to see that no more, bro. I really don't. I mean, it's cute. It's cool. That's that man girl, but y'all really low-key invading that man privacy. Like, come on now. NFL need to chill out with that one. That's a big mistake that they making. They're not going to lose no viewers, but they definitely annoying some, and I am definitely amongst one of them. Like, come on, bro. I don't want to see that shit. All right. Now that has been another episode of the OCast with me, your boy O. We out.